Hey guys, I'm Paul. I'm from Lifehouse Church, and today I'll be taking you through your daily devotional from Romans. We'll be reading from chapter 6, verse 22. It's quite a special verse, even just by itself. It reads, "But now having been set free from sin and having been enslaved to God, you have your fruit for sanctification, and the end is eternal life." Now, if we just change the emphasis of some of the words, we'll understand what's really being said here. Particularly, you have your fruit for sanctification. So now that we've been set free from sin and we've been saved by Jesus, we have a tool, we have a fruit that is for sanctification. We are not immediately sanctified. Our bodies still respond to sin and are tempted by sin, but we have the tools for sanctification. So firstly, the Christian has been set free from sin. The end of a sinful life is death, but the end of a life serving Jesus, putting your faith in the work of the cross, is eternal life. So given the option, eternal death or eternal life, one becoming enslaved to a loving God, becoming a slave to sin. The word slave is a bit tricky in modern contexts, but imagine if your deepest desire was to drive fast cars around racing tracks and you became enslaved to the opportunity. You could drive fast cars around speedways all of your life. That's a similar idea. I want to be a slave to a loving God. So that suits me fine. The Christian has been enslaved to God. This is a very strong word. It's a mighty thing that has happened to the Christian. You've moved from being a slave to sin to having a new master, a slave to God. So it's more the inference of the word slave being the negative to sin. Who wants to be a slave to sin? Sin's only going to kill and destroy you, rather being a slave to love and to God. If the Christian resists the devil, there is nothing the devil can do about it. That's part of this fruit for sanctification. Do you know that when you resist sin, when you resist temptation, as a Christian, you break the authority that the enemy has in your life? You actually stand against the enemy in such a way that he cannot progress further, that he has done his best to tempt you and to break you and to get you to violate God's will. If you stand and resist the devil, that is a fruit for sanctification. I just want to keep unpacking this phrase a little bit. The fruit is for sanctification. The fruit is not sanctification. These bodies must still die and they must move into the eternal life. So clearly this entire flesh body is not fully sanctified yet. The fruit is not sanctification. The fruit is your new position, but it is unto sanctification. It is a growing, advancing, progressing life that you are in. But now, having been set free from sin and having been enslaved to God, you have your fruit for sanctification, you have your toolkit for sanctification, and the end is eternal life. So the end of the works, of the devices of sanctification, the tools, the fruit, are eternal life. And so you need to operate in these tools. You'll notice that I go on and on in these devotionals about it's up to you. You must do. You must stand against. You must work out your sanctification because you are no longer a slave to sin. You are now a slave to eternal life. Been cool teaching you guys. If you're interested in more information about Lifehouse, see our website link below. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. We look forward to connecting with you. Bye.